Alright, so welcome to the live streaming sessions, guys. And soon I'll be starting. But overall, for today, things have started to change. And again, remember that we'll be having the US PPI data for tonight, and that will certainly shake things up on the market, especially in the gold market. We are already seeing some fall down moves, and I expect to see more moves to come, especially before and after the PPI news. And welcome, and I'll be back with you guys soon. And again, if you guys have been in my premium trades, we have already been making wonderful profits on the market. Congrats. And if you guys don't want to miss out, welcome to join me on my premium trades through the link and chat me for that. Okay. So welcome to the live streaming sessions. And definitely if you guys are new, you guys haven't known me yet, let me introduce myself so that you guys have an idea about what I'm doing here on the live streaming sessions, and hope you guys are getting a bit of an idea on how I am approaching my trades, and hope you guys get an idea how you guys could make some moves on the market together with me. So first of all, I'm Steven. Nice to know you all here on the live streaming sessions, and welcome. And definitely we'll be doing the analysis on the market where we'll be covering the most important commodities around the market, gold, silver, oil, and will not left out the currency market. And sometimes if we do have enough time, we will be discussing a little bit on the stock indices, give you guys a little bit of an updates. And hopefully from there, I'll be giving you guys a little bit of an idea how the overall trend has been doing, since I'm a trend follower, I'm a swing trader, and see based on today's trend and momentum, what are we getting out of the market and how you guys could prepare yourself for those moves. And if prices starts to move much better, we could expect some few things on the market. Possibly prices could be ranging, or whether prices could be going up, going down. I'll let you guys know how you guys should prepare for it. So If you guys are already on the live streaming sessions and you guys haven't followed and subscribed yet, don't forget to do so so that you guys don't miss out on any important informations that I will be sharing with you guys. Because anytime I could be sharing something important, tips and tricks on how you guys should face the market in general, and you definitely don't want to miss all of that. So, welcome to join us, and hope you guys are enjoying your time here as well. All right. So, okay. All right. So, let us get started on the topic of the gold market for tonight. So, from the gold market itself, I think it's been pretty clear. We have been seeing that prices hasn't been able to move too much, as you guys can actually witness on your own. And since the start of the night, one of the clearest signs that we are getting out of the market is visibility. We are seeing that prices has been weakening a lot. And that is happening a lot of times right before a major news is out on the market. And we are seeing the trend today. It has been going down lower. So I believe that is a very key thing. So first, we are already getting the sign that price on the gold market is weakening for today during the downtrend. And second of all, we are currently seeing the signs that prices are starting to show a possibility that prices will continue to go down lower. And why is that the case? First, we are going to have the US PPI numbers that will be coming out. And based on the forecast numbers, we will be expecting that the producer price index could be going up higher. And that will certainly impact the market a little bit. And that would be giving a pressure on the market if the PPI numbers is much higher than the expectations, as the last month number is much lower, which is zero. So with that kind of possibility, if prices are going out higher than 0.2%, let's say 0.3, it certainly could give more pressure on the gold market, as the possibility for rate cut could be a little bit reacting by the market participants, and we could actually see more downward pressure on the market. And if you guys are looking at, we are starting to see that the US dollar index today hasn't been moving much, and that has certainly give us a little bit of a ranging market right after the big drop since the start of the day from 3360, and prices has ultimately ranged between 3340 towards 3355 area and hasn't been able to move too much for tonight. So I could say for sure that today, based on the overall analysis that we have been doing, we can be certain to say that prices has been going down on a slow downtrend, but the momentum wise, we haven't been able to see much. And most of the market movement has been dictated by one candlestick or a few on different time frames and separately. And that certainly has been giving us a hard time to see where the continuity on this kind of market movement. So I would expect for you guys to be a little bit careful when the momentum hasn't been arriving and try to wait out for the best market scenarios to enter the trade with this kind of conditions. And if we are trying to watch out through the shorter time frame, we can actually see signs of downtrend is still there. We are seeing that prices is weakening a lot. So I believe that itself is a pretty good sign of the market. And based on that, I will be expecting to see more drop downs on the market. Because based on this kind of market movement, we are starting to see that prices hasn't been able to break through 3360. I'm expecting to see more downward pressure to come with this kind of market movement. And with that kind of case, I'll be expecting to see more downward pressure to come. And if you guys are doing so, I would say that prices will be moving in that kind of directions. We'll be seeing prices will be testing 3350 support for now. And if that really happens, I'll be expecting to see that prices will be testing again today's low at 3341.42 area for tonight. If that's the case, guys. So I'm watching closely on that side of the market as we are right now witnessing prices has been weakening a lot. Okay, so far that's what we are getting out of the market. Right now, even though we are on the sideways area, but suddenly we started to see the possibility and based on what we have been able to see out of the market, we are seeing that prices could be slowly going down lower and will be testing today's low. So what are the scenarios that we could be expecting based on this kind of market movement for tonight? So first, we are already seeing that the downtrend is there, and I'll be expecting to see prices will continue to go down on the market. So that hasn't changed at all. Certainly, we are waiting for bigger momentums to come, especially in line with what we have been seeing in terms of trend. And suddenly we started to see one. And again, we have already been discussing about prices hasn't been able to break higher 3359 area for tonight, and I'm expecting that will be a strong resistance coming towards the PPI data for tonight. So with that, I will be expecting to see bigger price pressure on the gold market and will be testing the support on the market with this kind of results. Because overall, that's what we are getting on the market. And prices should likely to test the support at the 10. So 50, 40, 60 area, and certainly 50 will be the next support before prices could continue to go down lower, testing 3344 area. but it's going to take time. It's going to be patience, guys. So if you guys aren't patient on your trade, certainly you guys need to let your trade to work on its own. Give them time to work on their pace, because if you're trying to rush your trades, you are waiting every single minute for your price to hit your profit target. Is going to take a lot of time. So based on this kind of market scenario, I think if only on the case that prices suddenly starts to break out 3358 and are able to stay above the uptrend channel, I'll be switching my view towards a long position. So, but I think on that kind of scenario, on the worst case scenario that we are saying, it's likely to not happen, guys, as we haven't been able to see that prices has shown us the sign that prices could continue to go higher and higher. And instead, prices has been showing us the momentum has started to slow down and going down in line with the downtrend that we are watching. So hope that it gives you guys a little bit of an idea based on the overall market movement that we are seeing. Prices hasn't been able to break resistance, possibility for prices drop is much higher than prices to go higher on the market. And certainly, I'm also expecting to see a similar view on the silver market, and later on, I'll be discussing it with you guys. But before that, let me get into the news for tonight and what has actually happened on the market for tonight. So as I've already told you guys, this week's Thursday has a lot of events happening on the market, and it's certainly interesting enough for us to actually take a look what has actually happened. So first of all, if we are watching through the UK GDP numbers, we are actually seeing some good things. So first, we are seeing that Australian unemployment rate is still stable, showing that kind of stabilizing employment market, so which is a good thing. And also second, if we are watching through the UK side, manufacturing productions, GDP preliminary on a yearly, quarterly basis, all is very much positive, and it has been able to show that the UK economy has been doing well from that side of the market. I certainly believe that should have been able to push down the pound sterling for today. And I believe Australian dollar should be weakening as the case for the employment market is still a little bit uncertain. So it's a little bit different where the numbers is flying really big on the UK side, but on the Australian dollar side, it hasn't been improving too much. Employment change is still quite low with participation rates starting to slow down as well. So I'll be watching closely. So that's why I believe Australian dollar is still under pressure alongside the New Zealand dollar. They are neighbors, usually moving in tandem. And with the positive signs coming out from the UK economy, I believe that we should be able to see stock indices on the UK side should have been improving as well. And on the other hand, we will be having the CPI news on the Euro side, where we are actually seeing that it has been very much in line with the expectations and the previous number from the French and also from the Eurozone GDP estimates. It's still in line. Everything is still similar. Nothing much to worry other than the Eurozone industrial productions. But I believe that this should be taken with a grain of salt because sometimes these numbers could jump volatile, and this is the kind of market movement that we are seeing, especially on the back of tariffs, guys. All right. So, but the main event for tonight should lay on the US PPI numbers, guys. And based on the US PPI numbers, we're actually getting some of a clue based on the market expectations for tonight. So, based on the market expectations, we have been able to see prices has actually been expecting for us to see that the producer price index will likely to be a little bit elevated. And why is that the case? Because going back and learning from the CPI numbers that has been out during the Tuesday market, reflecting on that, we have been expecting that the inflation number has actually been going higher, and that's why a lot of people are expecting that the US producer price index should be getting a little bit of an impact as well. Prices is expected to be a little bit higher from the headline inflation or core inflation, the producer side, and on a monthly and on a yearly basis, everything is expected to be a little bit higher. So I believe with this kind of market scenario, we should be able to see that the expectations for us to see that inflation on the producer side has also started as well, especially we just see that the tariff has just been imposed right at the start of this month. And also at the same time, we'll be having the US initial jobless claims slightly a little bit lower. But again, we'll try to see and judge how things will be going later on. And I believe that will be the biggest news for tonight, other than Fed speakers speaking, nothing much yet later on. So with this kind of market movement, I'll be expecting to see that the gold market will be under a little bit of a pressure for now, especially before the new sessions came out on the economic event, as we've already been seeing that the US dollar index hasn't been able to move too much on the market, and certainly that has already been giving us a little bit of expectations that the market is still digesting and trying to assess how the producer price index will be going out, because the producer price index is also one of Fed's main criteria to decide on how the overall inflation has been moving across the economy, on the consumer side, on the producer side. And with that kind of expectations, we should be able to see something happening on the market too. So it's going to take time before we are going to see some movements on the gold market as well as the US dollar index. And based on what we have been seeing so far, prices has actually been showing some signs of slowing down. Prices have started to test the support at 3350. But again, I believe with this kind of market movement, prices has again started to slow down. And again, we have already been mentioning earlier on our analysis, prices will likely to range first because we are going to see that the market movement hasn't been too much before and after the news, and we'll be getting more reactions after the news will be coming out. And I'll be expecting more volatile markets to come as well as usual. That will be the case of what we'll be expecting as usual. And certainly, with the overall market movement that has been going on a downtrend, we are expecting to see that the US dollar index has actually been slightly elevated for today. And later on, I'll be discussing what's happening on the US dollar index. But for now, let us try to see out what will be happening on the silver market. Okay, so I hope you guys are enjoying your time here, and definitely if you guys do have any questions about the market, you guys are welcome to let me know on the comments or the chats. I'll be happily reading it and answer any of your questions and any of your inquiries about trading in general or any markets that you guys wanted to look at. But if you guys don't have any questions, certainly that's a good thing. Hope you guys do have a little bit of a strategy on how you guys could face for tonight. So if prices couldn't break higher, it seems likely we are going to see that prices will be testing today's support at 3350. And if prices breaks higher than 3360, we'll be seeing that prices could be going higher and higher. But so far, from what we are able to see for tonight, it seems that prices is preparing to go down lower, as prices hasn't been able to break out higher than 3360 since the start of the last few hours. I'm expecting to see more downward pressure to come, guys. Okay. Okay, so far it seems that prices hasn't been able to show a lot of downward pressure and prices has been able to range again. So right now we are watching the range between 3352, 3360 area. And once prices breaks out higher or lower, we'll be getting the signs of which directions that the market will be moving next. But again, so far prices hasn't been able to show us a lot of signs and prices are still likely to range for now, guys. So we'll be patient. As usual, patience is key, especially on this kind of market movement. We'll be waiting out until the right conditions shows us something clear on the market. Okay, next we'll be trying to cover what's happening on the silver market and what will be the next directions could happening on the market. So let me switch a little bit to the 1 hour time frame chart so that you guys could see it easier. So first, we started to see that since the start of today, prices has actually been moving in a pretty similar fashion with the gold market. Prices has actually been dropping lower and lower and hasn't shown us any signs of change, I would say particularly. And prices right now is on the verge of trying to break out higher as prices hasn't been able to move up too much. And we are right now on this ranging market movement. But the overall trend for tonight has been pretty much similar from what we have been witnessing on the gold market. Prices have been ranging ultimately, and we are seeing the signs that prices is trying to go down lower in line with the overall view that we have been watching for tonight. And again, the key of the market movement for tonight will likely be dependent on the US PPI number, and there we'll be getting big momentums on the market. If prices starts to go lower, we'll be expecting that the US PPI number will be much worse, and that could be giving a little bit of pressure on the gold and the silver market. But again, as usual, before the news, we are seeing that market will be ranging, and it has been ranging for quite some times, hasn't been able to show us a lot of moves. And I believe we need to take more time to actually see what's going to happen. But first, if we are seeing in terms of trend, one, it has been clear today, it has been going on a downtrend. Two, momentum wise, it has been going down a lot, but over the past few hours has started to slow down. So in order for us to get the confirmations, we need to wait out. And by waiting out, we need to see whether prices could start again breaking out of the last few hours high at the $38.40, or whether prices could start breaking down lower, which I haven't been able to see a lot of signs yet. Prices are still ranging so far as what we are able to see. And based on this kind of market movement, it's going to take time before we actually start seeing something could be happening on the market, guys. But certainly the trend is there. We're likely to see a false breakout could be happening with this kind of market situation as prices is very much close towards the upper side of the downtrend channel. There's always chances for prices to give us a little bit of a false breakout and prices could be slowing down afterwards. So again, for us to get the confirmations whether prices will continue to go higher or not, we'll be waiting for two signs. First, if it's going to go out breaking out higher, I'll be expecting to see that prices will be at the very least try to go up, break higher a little bit, test the support at the resistance area, and then stays above it, and we can be safe for sure prices have the chance to break out higher. So that's on the case where there's a possibility a breakout could happen from tonight's downtrend. But if prices starts to test the low of the day and stays below it and retest it multiple times and still manage to stay below, we're expecting to see that the silver market will be going on lower. But judging from the overall downtrend movement that we have been able to see for tonight, it seems there's higher chances for the silver market to go down lower, guys. As we have been seeing, the overall trend for today has been going down lower, but things could change pretty quick right at the US PPI event came out. So I'll be waiting out to see how those changes will be affecting the market. But ultimately, I believe the overall trend could be giving us a little bit of clearer signs for now. Until the news came out, we'll be assessing the situations later on. But for now, based on what we are seeing, the likelihood for prices to go down is much higher on the market, guys. So that's the view on the market right now. And if you guys asking me, definitely I'm seeing much more of bearish mode right now, as we have already been seeing earlier on. It's also happening on the gold market, where we have been seeing that gold market has actually been trying to break down today's low, but it hasn't been able to do really well. But again, prices has been ranging again. So I believe this two market will likely to be moving in a very similar fashion and likely to test today's support right before the news came out, and the possibility of weakness could come out first before prices has the chance to go back even higher for now. That's the view, and certainly I hope you guys get a little bit of an idea how you guys could approach the trade for tonight, and hope you guys get a little bit of an idea on how you guys could approach the market. Don't rush things up. Be patient as usual. Patience is everything, because by patience, you guys don't force unnecessary trade, and that could save money on your account and last you guys longer on your trades. So I believe that could be helpful for you guys. And sometimes when there's no good market conditions, no great setups, I won't be even trying to force to do any trades in the market, and that will be the best thing that you guys could do. But again, definitely you guys need to try to check what's happening, see is there any big changes happen yet, and try to see whether any decisions could be made out of the market. But again, as usual, if you guys are trying to enter the market, always remember, try to enter where the situation allows you to do. And second, make sure you guys are getting the lowest risk so that you guys could enter the trades and get out safely on the market whenever you are not making the right decisions. Because even though sometimes chart movement, patterns, trends could give you guys a sign, but you guys don't always to be prepared for volatility that you guys couldn't be expecting coming out from the market. And certainly that could happen as well. So hope that gives you guys a little bit of an idea. We have already been discussing and covering about the gold and the silver market, what you guys could be expecting, what you guys could be aware of, what you guys got to be careful, what's the overall signs for tonight. And if you guys have missed out, don't worry, you guys are welcome to follow and subscribe so that you guys don't miss out the next time, guys. Because the ideas that I'm sharing, tips and tricks, it certainly will be working on a real-time basis. So the only way that you guys don't want to miss out anything, don't forget to follow and subscribe and give us a thumbs up, guys. All right. So since we have already been seeing that the gold market and silver market has actually been pressuring going down lower and lower for tonight, I am seeing the chances for prices to continue its downtrend is still much stronger. I'll be expecting to see more volatility on the silver market as usual, as the market movement on the silver will be much more volatile compared to the gold market. But as usual, silver market could be a little bit hard to track. So if you guys are trading on silver market, make sure you guys always give a little bit of higher room for stop losses, because it's usually going to be the case with this kind of volatile market movement. So if you guys aren't really sure about the trades on your silver market, I will suggest for you guys to be a little bit cautious in terms of the trades. But if you guys do have your risk set up really well, I'm sure you guys could get out of the market in terms of volatile market movements, guys. All right. So hope that gives you guys a little bit of an idea how you guys could approach the trades on the silver market. But again, if you guys want to get a much stable, a much clearer market movements that you guys couldn't get too much of volatility, but you guys could get much of a stable and a sustainable market movement, you guys definitely should check out the gold market movement, as the gold market movement could be easily giving us a clearer signs compared to the silver market. Okay, so again, I'll be expecting to see that prices will be testing the support at low. And again, I've already been sharing you guys what's my tendency, what's the momentum that we have been seeing so far. And I'm likely to stay on course on those market movement, guys. So as we started to see that both gold and silver has been weakening, I'm sure there is something happening on the US dollar index that could really push the market in that kind of movement where prices are still ranging. But again, with the tendency of weaknesses, bearishness, I'm expecting to see that the US dollar index has actually improved a little bit at the very least. That could actually help to push up a little bit the gold market early on and then going down lower. I'm suspecting that we are seeing that the US dollar index has been acting out. And we'll be certainly discussing and analyzing what's happening on the US dollar index with you guys soon. So stay tuned, and I'll be giving us what's my view, what's my thought, especially on the eve of the PPI news data. Again, it will be a big news and it will be affecting the market a lot alongside with the US initial jobless claims. So certainly you guys definitely don't want to miss out the trades on this as there could be huge market movement appearing on the market, guys. All right. So let us try to check out what is happening on the US dollar index and see what's actually going on. So as you guys could actually see that the US dollar index has actually been going down lower and lower on the daily charts and has actually been going in line with the few on the long-term downtrend channel. It hasn't changed yet. It certainly has started to move on the sideways, but the tendency for prices to test lower is always there. It hasn't changed at all. And based on that, I'm expecting to see further drop downs on the US dollar index. And certainly, if we are trying to view what's happening on a shorter time frame, we can actually see much clearer signs on the market where we are seeing that since the start of the day, prices has actually been touching the lows and touched the high. And right now, prices is consolidating right at $97.60. And prices hasn't been able to go down lower than that and has been actually testing to try to break out higher during the Asian sessions. And right now, we are seeing the signs right before the PPI news in another 1 hour and 18 minutes. We started to see that the possibility that the US dollar index has shown us a little bit of a sign where prices have started to show a little bit of a good fate and prices has been consolidating over the past 1 hour, showing the possibility that prices could start to rebound on the US dollar index as prices hasn't been able to break down the low. I'm expecting to see some movement could be happening on the market, especially since the start of the day we have been seeing that prices has been trying to go higher for tonight. So we'll see how that changes will be going as ultimately today's movement on the US dollar index has been showing us the sign of an uptrend, even though the uptrend hasn't been followed with a really good strength, but certainly the trend is still existed on there. And from there alone, I'm expecting to see much more movement to come, especially with this kind of market movement and before the big event for this week, US PPI other than the US CPI, I'll be expecting to see more market movements to come with this kind of trend happening in the US dollar index. And I believe with this kind of market movement, we are right now likely to try to see that the gold will be under a lot of pressure as the possibility for a rebound on the US dollar index could happen. And that could be pressuring the gold market in the next few hours right before the US PPI numbers are out. And we're already seeing the signs of those pressures happening on both gold and silver. And definitely those two assets has a high correlation with the US dollar index as usual. But again, sometimes we are always focusing back on the charts because sometimes the charts could give us more indicator and much more explanations of what's going to happen in terms of the short term and the long term based on the overall trend. And certainly, from what we have been able to analyze it so far, everything has been on track. The tendency for today's bearishness is still much more likely to happen, and it has been happening over and over again over the course of our live streaming sessions. So if you guys have been watching and following our live streaming sessions, I'm sure you guys have already been getting a little bit of an idea what you guys could expect out of today's market movement, and I hope you guys have been enjoying your time here as well. So if you guys are watching and you guys are enjoying your time here, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and likes. But if you guys want to get a much more clearer ideas on how you guys could trade immediately, you guys could click the link on my profile and chat me for access on my premium trades, and you guys could get all of those for free then. And all you guys need to do, you guys could click the link, chat me, and you guys could get access on trading ideas such as this. As you guys could see, it is filled with a lot of entry prices, stop losses, and target price, whatever your trading style will be. And hundreds of dollars are waiting for you guys in every single trading ideas that I will be sharing. And certainly we have already been profiting a lot for this week alone. So definitely don't miss out and check out the link on my profile, guys. If you guys are confused, you guys don't know how to do your trades, you guys don't know how to set up your trades, don't know how to set your risk, certainly this will be a good chance for you guys to make some good trades with us together. And hope you guys are enjoying your time here. Alright, so I'll be back with you guys. And if you guys do have any questions on the market, you guys are welcome to let me know on the comments, on the chats. I'll be reading it and I hope I could help you guys with any of your questions, guys. So in a moment, I will be back with you guys. Okay, I'm back, guys. So let us see whether any big changes has happened. But again, I'm pretty much sure we will be seeing that prices will be following alongside with our overall trend for tonight. And that's what we have been seeing so far. And prices has been showing that prices has been following the trend and weaknesses, bearishness is still there. But the momentum for prices to go down hasn't appeared yet, and we are likely to wait for those. And certainly, as always and as usual, we will be patient, guys. Patience, 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 because that's the only way that you guys could make your trade works, make your trade runs, and how you guys could make your profit in the market. Okay, the bearishness is still there, but I'm afraid we are not going to expect too much of a momentum with this kind of movement. But definitely, if you guys are breaking down in 2 minutes, you guys can actually see that prices has showed a lot of selling pressure. Prices is testing the lows. We are seeing that prices are building up a topping phase right now on the shorter time frame. And I believe with this kind of market scenarios, this is a very positive signs on the market, guys. So I've already been telling you guys there's good chances there's a good trade that I'll be sharing with you guys on my premium trades soon. And if you guys don't want to miss out the access on the next trade, check the link on my profile on my video descriptions, click on it and get access on my trades, and hundreds of dollars will be waiting for you guys on the next trading. Gold, silver, clear entry point, target price, all are waiting for you guys. And definitely you guys don't want to miss out on those chances, especially we are pretty doing well on the trades for this week. Despite the volatility, despite the uncertainty that's happening on the market, we have been able to get out of the market with a good profit. So I hope you guys could enjoy it together with us, especially the access on the premium trades are still for free, guys. All right. So don't miss that out on those chances, guys. Okay. So as we have already been discussing what's happening on the US dollar index, let me check what is going on the overall market from the currency strength charts. And maybe there will be some good chances appeared on the currency side of the market. So if we are checking out the currency trend charts, we can actually get a little bit of an idea what is going on the market. And certainly one of those things that we are getting out of the market is we are seeing that Japanese yen today has been one of the strongest currency and the best performer for tonight. And I believe that is primarily happened based on last night's comment coming out from US Treasury Secretary, and based on his comments, we are starting to see that the Japanese yen has actually been appreciated for tonight until the start of the sessions up until now. That hasn't changed yet. And that could certainly give a lot of pressure on the other currencies. So as you guys could see, that tonight currency market trades could be very obvious. We can actually see that AUD Japanese yen for shorts, NZD Japanese yen for shorts, and any currency that is weakening could be a good choice as we started to see that other than the AUD and NZD, most of the currency has started to be moving a little bit of a mixed bags where we are seeing that the US dollar index is still ranging, CS1 is still ranging, pound sterling is ranging, but certainly CAD, Canadian dollar is started to weaken a little bit. So we'll be trying to check out what's going on there and also the euro side. So AUD Japanese yen, NZD Japanese yen, CAD Japanese yen, and Euro Japanese yen is up for a look. And maybe some good chances could appear from there for you guys to trade rather than the sideways market that we are watching right now. The gold side. So let me head out there and see what's going on in those currency markets. So as we have been seeing that the AUD Japanese yen is actually slowly going down lower but sure and has been showing us a very clear definition of the downtrend for tonight. Prices has been going down lower and lower since the start of the day and hasn't been changing much. Prices is continuing to go lower and lower, but certainly I think the angle is too steep. So again, I'll be a little bit cautious right before the US PPI news. Maybe things would start to reverse in terms of the market movement, and I'll be watching closely. But again, based on the overall strength, it seems that prices will likely to continue to go down lower based on the overall outcome that we have been able to watch, guys. So I'll be expecting to see more downside, and there's still a lot of ways to do the trade safely as prices has been slowly going down lower, and certainly over the past 3 to 4 hours prices has been moving in a certain range, so you guys could actually get a much better entry point on this market movement on the AUD Japanese yen. Next, moving on with the NZD Japanese yen, we're also seeing a particular similar sign that hasn't changed too much as we are still seeing the strength on the Japanese yen still existed. And if we are trying to see in terms of the trend, it is very clear tonight it has been a major drop for the New Zealand dollar against the strength of the Japanese yen. And if we are switching to shorter time frame, the signs of weaknesses are still there. We are able to see that prices will be going down lower. And again, it's similar with what we have been seeing on the Australian dollar, where prices has been ranging in a certain range. And with this kind of situation, you guys can actually try to time your entry, try to get the best selling point on the high price near the resistance over the past few hours and get a much better risk and reward ratio as well. Next, we'll try to check out whether there's something worth to look at the Euro Japanese yen as well as the CAD Japanese yen. Let me check a little bit. So far, prices have actually been going down lower, so that itself is a pretty good sign in the market. But other than that, we have been seeing that prices is slowing down a little bit and has been able to rebound, not really showing the continuity of the downtrend. So I'll be avoiding to do too much trades on the Euro Japanese yen. Meanwhile, the CAD Japanese yen has started to show much better signs where prices is still showing that downtrend that we have been watching. Similarly, what happened on the AUD Japanese yen and NZD Japanese yen, and certainly it has been moving on a range over the past few hours, and this could still be up for a choice, especially if prices could retest the resistance again. But I will be trying to watch more on the AUD Japanese yen and NZD Japanese yen with this kind of market movement. As price movement started to rebound, I'm expecting there will be some changes, especially we are nearing the PPI data. Sometimes things could start to change on the market. So I'll be watching carefully and try to see out how that goes on the market, guys. All right. Hope you guys could get a little bit of an idea what you guys could trade on the currency market and try to get your lowest risk setup on the market as usual. And right now we'll be back, try to see how things are changing on the gold, whether there's something interesting or whether things are still ranging, guys. Okay, so far things are still ranging, hasn't been able to show us a lot of significance of any changes. So it seems that it's going to be a long night with this kind of ranging market movement. I'll be expecting to see that prices will be slowing down around this kind of ranges until we started to see that prices will be going down lower, which I think it's going to take a lot of time. The possibility of a ranging market movement could be there. So definitely for you guys out there, gotta be careful, try to see how things will be moving as prices hasn't been moving a lot too much. Certainly, it will be taking a long time with this kind of ranging market movement. And this is exactly what we are facing right on the Tuesday market where prices is ranging a lot, moving volatile, and it's much on a longer time frame. So that is much scarier. But again, this is the market movement before the news. Prices is still slowing down, hasn't been able to show us a lot of change. So if you guys are trading during the Tuesday market right after the CPI news, I'm sure you guys could actually see and experience it on your own on how terrible the sideways market is, showing not much of a change and prices hasn't been able to show a lot of trends, and the momentum is easily switching before between support and resistance, and didn't really give you much of a time to do a lot of actions, or especially if you guys are usually waiting for confirmations like I do, that isn't too much of a choice if you guys are trading during those times. So during those times, the only way, try to enter right at the resistance and put ever stop losses pretty easily, or don't too much don't do too much of a trade if you guys are uncertain with those kind of situations, because that's what I usually will be doing on the market. Okay, let's check a little bit, see how things are going on. Seems like prices are still showing a pretty similar sign with what we are seeing on the gold. So it seems it's going to be a long night if you guys are trading on the commodities market on the metal side for tonight, with this kind of market conditions that both gold and silver is still ranging, unable to offer us too much of a move that is much satisfying us. But again, I believe we could be seeing something happening right before the news happen. So if you guys are still focused on the trend, still focused trying to find out the best entry point, this kind of market movement certainly could give you guys the best. And I have been sharing my trading ideas on my premium trades with these kind of conditions. And if you guys wanted to get access on it, and it's all for free for now, you guys are welcome to check out the link and chat me for access on my premium trades. And hope you guys are enjoying here. So if you guys are enjoying our time here, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, likes, and don't forget to follow and subscribe so that you guys don't miss out on any key informations that I'm sharing on a real-time basis. And the only way that you guys could implement those are just by following and subscribing so that you guys don't miss out on any time when I'm starting my live streaming sessions with you guys. Okay? All right, so prices are still ranging, and we are likely to see more market reactions likely to happen before the news came out. Is likely to be disappearing and slowly going lower and lower in terms of the chances. So I think with this kind of market movement, let's try to see what is happening on the all market. So if we are watching how the overall market movement has been moving since today, we are really getting a clear sign that prices ultimately has been ranging a lot today. And why is that the case? Because since the start of today, we are getting a very clear sign that prices has been ranging inside this box and hasn't been able to move too much. And especially with this kind of market conditions, I will be expecting to see more market reactions to come right after getting the confirmations whether prices could broke today's low or whether prices could start breaking out higher. Especially you guys do know there will be a US PPI data, and those PPI data will be very much important. And also, other than that, there will be geopolitical events that is going to happen, which I could have been speaking too much about it. But if you guys are interested to get more insights about it, I will be talking more about it later on my VIP live sessions. And you guys could get the link on my profile or my video descriptions for access on my VIP live sessions. And all you guys need to do is ask for access for my. Okay, so if you guys are interested to get the updates, I'll be talking more with you guys on today's VIP live updates on the economic events, what's the newest things that's happening on the market, and certainly it will be very much interesting for you guys to learn and get up to date on what's happening around the world. Okay, and certainly with that news, I'm expecting to see that prices on oil is also ranging again, as there's a lot of expectations and the summit is still there and there will be a lot of talks. So that's why I'm still saying that all market is ranging is very common behavior. But we start to see that prices has been consolidating and has been rejecting the support at $62.80, $62.30. And it seems that on the short term, maybe we could actually see that prices will be again has the chances to retest the resistance at $63.70 and $64 area, as prices has been showing this kind of movement that could be starting to show a reversal thing on the market. We'll try to see on the short term whether those kind of market movement could happen. But it's going to take time and a lot of confirmations on the market to actually see that will be happening on the market tonight. Okay, so for now, it's still ranging. So most of the trading assets has been ranging and hasn't been able to show us a lot of signs, guys. So again, I guess we'll be patiently waiting, trying to see out what could happen in the next few hours later on together. But again, with this kind of market conditions, it's likely for us to see that prices will be touching support and touching resistance and not really showing any clear directions for now. And it's going to be a long night. So one of the advice that I could be giving you guys right now, be patient if you guys haven't entered the trade yet, as I've already been sharing, and I'm sharing with very clear instructions on how you guys could do the trades. So if it hasn't happened yet, you guys could know what you guys could do out of this kind of market situation. So right now, with this ranging market movement, it's a no-go on the market, guys. All right. So certainly hope you guys are paying attention on the premium trades if you guys are already inside. And with this kind of market conditions, I will be expecting to see more market reactions to come at later hours as we have already been talking about it. So let us see what will be going on. But if you are watching through the markets, you can actually see that right before the PPI news, we are seeing that the cryptocurrency market has started to slow down. So maybe if we have some time, we'll be talking about it. And certainly the correction has been happening. But on the other hand, we started to see that the stock indices has been much stable for tonight, especially after last night touching the high and then slowly correcting itself. So I'm expecting that stock indexes has been improving, especially on the back of the USPPI data. There's a lot of expectations. If the number is good, you can actually expect that the stock indexes will continue to go higher. So we'll see how that changes will be going. And so far, prices are still slowing down on a lot of areas, and we'll try to see out. Certainly, cryptocurrency is weakening a lot for tonight. Okay, but on the other hand, we are starting to see that the Japanese yen has started to weaken. So that's why I always tell you guys to be a little bit careful and try to get your best entry point in the currency market, because momentum on the currency market could easily disappear or switch directions, and it's always happening on the market. So that's why I would suggest for you guys to be a little bit cautious on those market movement. All right. So for now, we'll try to see out what interesting market movement that could happen. And so far, we haven't been able to get one yet. So again, waiting is the best thing to do right now, guys. Okay. So again, right now we are waiting patience, and patience, guys, because right now we are waiting for more confirmations to come if prices starts to break down lower of today's last 2 hours, 3 hours support area, guys. And if that happens, we'll see big changes, and we are already prepared for it, guys. Okay. So if you guys are enjoying your time here on live stream sessions, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, likes, and certainly if you guys haven't followed and subscribed yet, you guys are head there and click the follow and subscribe button so that you guys don't miss out on any important informations that I'm sharing with you guys on real time so that you guys don't miss out on key goal events or advice that I could be giving out for you guys, especially with this kind of fringy market movement. I always suggest for you guys to be patient and try to look out for other opportunities on the market. And if there's none, we'll be staying put, try to see out how things will be changing. Okay. So since we have some times left and market hasn't been moving convincingly on the bearishness or the trend that we are watching throughout different assets, so we'll try to watch out on other assets for now. Okay, so since we still have some time, let me check what is happening on the stock indices side. What's going on and what could we be expecting? Okay, so right before the US market sessions open in another 1 hour and 45 minutes to go, we are seeing that prices has been ranging a lot. So the US 100 has actually been moving really well, building up a really good consolidation of the market. But eventually, we started to see there's possibility, a good sign that prices has slowed down a little bit, giving a little bit of a healthy pullback on the market before prices could continue to go higher for tonight. So I believe that with the PPI data on the big focus, this is building up a good chance for prices to get a double bottom and potentially prices could try to break higher than 23,900 for the Nasdaq 100 US 100. With this kind of market movement, there's expectations that other stock indices on the US side could move much better as well. For instance, if you have been looking on the SP 500, prices has actually been consolidating really well, and we are also seeing that US 30 could be also up for grabs as prices right now is on the verge of breaking out on its all-time high prices at 45,000 something. So let me check a little bit closer. Yep, so the all-time high is right now lies at 45,131, and we're just shy by 200 points. And if prices ultimately goes higher, there are chances that it's right now getting the chance to break out higher and potentially enter, entering the second half of this year could be hitting 50,000 in the market. So again, a lot of interesting things as price has been very bullish and the bull run has actually continued to do much better and better. And the only thing that has been lagging is coming out from the US 30. So if you guys haven't been watching on the stock indices, certainly this is one of the events that you guys could try to watch out as prices has the chances to move much better on the US 30 if you guys are late. But if you guys wanted to find some bigger momentums in the market, certainly it could come out from the Nasdaq 100 or the SP 500 itself. As prices continue to go higher and higher, I have high expectations to see that the uptrend could continue and continue going up higher in markets as well. Okay, hope you guys are getting a little bit of an idea that it is very, very much bullish on the stock indices around the world. It's not just happening on the SP 500. It's also happening on other stock indices around the world. So for instance, you guys could actually check out Italy stock indices. I believe not a lot of you guys do notice this, but it's certainly very much a bullish sign to the market. Spain stock indices has actually been moving really well as well, even surpassing what I would say the Euro stock indices as prices are still consolidating, trying to find out where it will be going next. And certainly, Asian stock indices has actually been breaking 4 years high on the Hong Kong stock indices. So prices just have a slight correction, but eventually prices already been breaking a 4-year high on this side. And on Japan stock indices, everything has been moving really well. Prices has been breaking out all-time high prices. Certainly, there are chances for prices to continue to touch 50,000, similar with what we are seeing on the US 30 market. All right, so I hope that helps you guys to give you guys a little bit of insights what I'm expecting on the stock indices sides. I'm very, very much bullish on the stock indices, and there hasn't been any signs that is changing the view for that, especially with this current conditions that we are seeing, that a lot of positive signs starting to appear. A rate cut could be happening soon, and that could give us a lot of reasons that prices could actually start to move much better in the market on the stock index side than other risky assets. Okay, so for instance, if you guys have been watching through the cryptocurrency has actually break out to an all-time high prices on Bitcoin, 104,000. Ethereum is on the verge of breaking another all-time high at 4,800 plus, and that certainly is going to happen with this kind of positive move that we have been seeing coming out from the market, guys. All right. So certainly, I hope you guys get a little bit of an idea on how you guys approach the trades. A lot of good things are happening on the market, and I certainly hope that you guys don't miss out on those market movement, guys. Okay. Okay. Let's go back and try to assess how things will be going until the end of our live streaming sessions, guys. But again, if you guys have been patient, congrats, guys, because I think patience itself is a very hard thing to be practiced. And a lot of times, sometimes you guys could be making the wrong moves and rushing things up. You guys have been making a wrong decision. So that's why patience is a very much a key thing on the market. And I'm glad if you guys are able to be patient, wait out for the chances to appear. But so far, I haven't been seeing one yet for tonight, guys. So congrats if you guys are able to wait out and save your capital because that is something that we need to do on a long-term basis because sometimes in the market there will be these kind of conditions that we are able to make good moves on the market and all we can do is just wait out and hold out on the market, guys. Okay, so we'll see how the changes will be going on here, and if you guys do have any questions on the market or trading in general, you are always welcome to chat me or let me know in the comments. Hope I could help you guys. But again, if you guys want to know what will be my next trading idea on my premium site, you guys could click on the link, chat me for access to my premium trades. I'll be showing you guys how you guys could get access on it. Hundreds of dollars in profits are waiting for you guys with a clear stop losses, take profit price, and your entry price with a considerable low risk entry setup. So I hope you guys are enjoying your time here, and don't forget to give us a subscribe and follow button and give us a thumbs up and likes as well. Okay, so right now we haven't been able to see too much of a move. We are waiting, waiting, and waiting, guys. So seems that we are going to see this kind of market movement, and I'll be giving us a little bit of advice how you guys could approach the pre-PPI news later on with you guys. And certainly I'll be continuing to do my live streaming sessions tonight, and you guys can get access on it through my VIP Lab update sessions. And all you guys need to do, click the link on my profile and chat me and ask access for my VIP Lab sessions because I will be discussing more economic events and what could be possibly happening right after the PPI news. And I'll be updating you guys on the price actions, of course, during those time and also economic events that could be impacting trading assets around the world. And hope you guys get updated what's going on in the market, and that could certainly help to give you guys a little bit of a long-term approach on what's happening and how you guys could do your trades on the long run as well. Okay, so if you guys are interested to know what's happening around the world, how it could impact your trades, welcome to join me on my VIP live sessions. All you guys need to do, click the link on my profile video descriptions as access for my VIP live sessions, guys. All right, hope that could help you as well in the market. And let us see what will be going on until the end of our live streaming sessions. Okay, so if you guys are enjoying your time here, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and likes, and follow and subscribe if you guys don't want to miss out on any important information that I'm sharing with you guys on a real-time basis. So patience, guys, patience. We haven't seen anything yet for now. Okay. So we are waiting, 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 and waiting. And we haven't been getting much, but I'm sure we could be getting something right before the PPI news with this kind of market movement, guys. I'm sure that will be the case, guys. Okay. Okay. We'll see how the final 5 minutes of the candlestick will be moving. And I'll be giving you guys a little bit of updates what I'll be expecting with this kind of move. So stay tuned. I'll be giving us a recap on what I will be expecting with this kind of market movement right until the end of the live streaming sessions, guys. Okay, so we're entering the last few minutes on my live streaming sessions. Hope you guys are enjoying it. But unfortunately, I could say for sure there's not much of a chance. So I'll be giving us a little bit of updates what you guys could be expecting to do right before the PPI numbers and how you guys could expect to do the trades. So far, we are still seeing that prices has been ranging ultimately between 3351 towards 3358 and hasn't been able to move higher than that. So I'll be expecting to see that weaknesses could come as we are starting to see the signs of that. But ultimately, I would suggest for you guys to wait until there's a breakout or whether there's a breakdown because there's a possibility that prices will be ranging inside the box. Unless you're a short-term trader trying to trade inside the ranging area, I would suggest for you guys to avoid. But if you guys are trying to do those trades, you guys are welcome to buy near the support, sell near the resistance, which I'm not really a big fan of. But again, the tendency for us for tonight, we have been seeing that prices has been showing a lot of signs of weaknesses, and I'm expecting to see that there will be a weaknesses to come. And it's going to take time, and I believe it's going to happen right after the PPI numbers will be out. Next, moving on to the silver market, we have actually been seeing the similar signs happening on the gold market. We are seeing a lot of signs that prices are going down weaker and weaker, and we're expecting to see more weaknesses signs to come on the market. But again, prices is still ranging. It's waiting for the PPI news, and I'm also expecting to see the same signs also appearing on the all market as prices has always been ranging and hasn't been able to show us a lot of clear trend for tonight, even though the tendency of weaknesses could start to happen. But again, so far, momentum of weaknesses hasn't appeared yet at all. So if you guys are interested to get what I will be doing on my premium trades, you guys are certainly welcome to join me on my premium trades. And all you guys need to do, click the link on my profile and my video descriptions and chat me for access on my premium trades, and you guys could get access on it for free. And all you guys need to do, check out the link and chat me up before it's too late because I'll be sharing trading ideas before and after the PPI news. Certainly that will be the case if there's interesting moves. So if you guys are confused, you guys don't know how you do your trades, hundreds of dollars of profits are waiting for you guys right there. So see you guys on my VIP Live sessions for tonight. And if not, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.